You exist in a field of unlimited potentials and possibilities, and the new year provides a wonderful opportunity to make new, powerful choices concerning the life you want to be living in the next 12 months. In this podcast, discover some ways you can activate a new and higher timeline for yourself for 2023. Welcome to the Abundance Zone, offering you tips and tools for supercharging your ability to attract more of what you desire into your life. Learn how to step into the Abundance Zone and stay there more consistently and watch your life transform. Welcome to episode 37 of the Abundance Zone. This is Dr. Eve DeLunas. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate having you here as one of my listeners. Please let me know what you think of this podcast and what you would like to hear more about. I really need your feedback. How can you provide that feedback? In a very simple way. By going to theabundancezone.net and clicking on Leave a Message. That takes you to a page where you can leave me a voicemail message from your computer or your tablet or your phone. It's a voicemail message and you don't have to leave your name or your email address unless you choose to. Again, please give me feedback. What do you want to hear more about? What are your questions? What are your suggestions? I welcome hearing from you, and I will respond if you leave your email to each and every message. Thank you so much. Also, sign up for my monthly Abundance Zone newsletter and receive 2 free guided meditations. You can also sign up at theabundancezone.net. Now let's get on to talking about choosing a higher timeline for 2023. I don't know about you, but I love the new year. It feels like a new beginning to me, a fresh start, an opportunity to wipe the slate clean and begin anew and create whatever it is that I truly desire. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. How to create that new, higher timeline for yourself. I'm going to take you through a series of steps you can use to do so. Now, all of this is based on the fact that your outer world is a perfect reflection of your inner world. The good news about this is that you hold within you the power of transformation. Change the inner you, and your life experiences will automatically change as well. Your relationships, the opportunities that come your way, your health and well-being, your lifestyle all shift according to who you are within. So if you are dissatisfied or unhappy with the life you've been living, you have the keys within you to make it better. And it only takes little internal shifts within to experience big changes in what life brings you. Now, I know this is not where we're taught to focus our attention. I've seen countless individuals in counseling and now in my coaching practice who've been trying for years to make changes by focusing outside themselves. And often those things outside themselves are completely beyond their control. But spend just a few moments to tweak the way you think and feel, and you will notice that changes begin to happen that almost appear magical. Changes that you've been trying to engineer in your relationships, your lifestyle, your health, your work life, your bank account, your creativity, or some other aspect of your world. Synchronicities begin to happen that you never anticipated. For example, one of my former clients was lonely and longing for love and companionship. She had been hanging on to a relationship with a man who lived a great distance away and who only wanted to see her occasionally. She hoped that she would make him want to marry her, but after trying to change him and his desires in their relationship for 3 years, she was beginning to see that she deserved more than what he was willing to give. During one of our sessions, she decided to honor herself by letting him go and opening up to the possibility of someone new. When the session ended, she noted that she had received a voicemail from a man she had recently met. She called him back and he asked her to go out with him that evening. A year later, she and her new male friend were married. I know that that phone call was because as she let go of hanging on to someone who couldn't love her the way she wanted to be loved, she shifted in that moment to a higher timeline. And that is how it works. Now, sometimes changes which are a function of our new timeline show up right away, and sometimes it takes a little time for them to show up. But they always do. Because if you're different on the inside, your world has to alter to match the new you. I give a great example of how I switched timelines in episode 13 of The Abundance Zone, posted on, I believe, July 23rd, 2022. I describe a period decades ago when I was almost destitute and my financial situation kept getting worse despite everything I was trying to do in my external reality. But when I let go of my incessant worrying and put my trust in our benevolent universe, my financial situation completely transformed. You too can use the new year as an opportunity to shift to a new, higher timeline. I'm now going to talk about the steps for doing this. You begin with step 1 by thinking about what you want to experience in the new year ahead. What do you want the new year to bring you? How do you want your life to be? How do you want to feel this year? Remember to focus on what you are wanting rather than what you don't want. Let yourself dream big. Have fun with this. Be lighthearted and playful. Write it all down as if you are already living that new life you desire. I say more about how to do this in episode 33 of The Abundance Zone, posted on November 20th, I believe. It is called Activate the Power of Pretend for a More Abundant Future. Now, after you've done your dreaming and you've written down how you want your life to be as if you're already living that new reality, steps 2, 3, and 4 are really vital to your success with this process. And many people skip these steps. Step 2 is to imagine yourself at the end of next year living your dream in every respect. And to ask yourself, how does it feel to be experiencing the manifestation of my desires? To have that prosperity, that love, that success, that relationship, that job, that home, that family, that adventure, that university degree, that good health, that new business that I desire. How does it feel? And then to ask yourself, who am I as the one who is living this life? What are my beliefs about myself? What are my feelings about myself? What are my predominant thoughts and feelings about my life? Again, very, very important to ask yourself these questions. Who am I as the one in my imagination that is living this life? Again, what are my beliefs about myself? What are my feelings about myself? What are my predominant thoughts and feelings about my life? Very important questions to ask yourself. And then step 3 is to ask yourself, are there any ways I am thinking and feeling differently as the new me at the end of next year than I felt last year? For example, maybe last year you felt like a loser and the new you feels like a winner. Maybe last year you focused on what was wrong with you and your life, and the new you focuses on what's good and wonderful about you and your life. Maybe last year you felt unlovable and unworthy, and the new you feels lovable and worthy. Maybe last year you felt weak, and this year you feel strong. Maybe last year you felt old and worn out, and the new you feels vibrantly alive and youthful. Maybe last year you felt trapped, and the new you feels free. Maybe the old you felt hopeless and stuck, and the new you feels open to life's wonderful changes. So now step 4, to change your timeline, to elevate your timeline, start practicing the new ways of thinking and feeling that your new self at the end of next year practices. Start thinking and feeling those ways right now. You attract what you want by holding the energy frequency of someone who already has what you want. So begin feeling the feelings and thinking the thoughts that are in alignment with how the new you thinks and feels. Practice holding these thoughts and feelings each day. Find reasons in your current life, for example, to feel abundant, to feel worthy, to feel hopeful, to feel open, to feel free, to feel loved, to feel successful. And you will automatically shift to the higher timeline in which you attract all that is a vibrational match to those feelings. So let's review the steps one more time. Step 1 is to dream. Dream big. Play with your imagination and identify what it is you want. Step 2 is to get to know the new you who has attracted all that you dream of, particularly how he or she thinks and feels. Step 3 is to ask yourself, how is the new you different from the present you in what he or she thinks and feels? And step 4 is to begin today practicing those new ways of thinking and feeling so that your thoughts and feelings are similar to those of the new you. Doing this will raise your timeline, and you will be surprised at how quickly and easily you begin to attract all that you desire into your life. It all comes down to matching your feelings to those of the new you, holding the energy frequency that the new you holds. That's how the new you got to be the new you, by holding those new ways of thinking and feeling. Now, if you need some help with taking on new thoughts and feelings that are more in alignment with those of the new you, I've created lots of podcast episodes this year that can help you with that. I'm going to name just a few of them, but there are many others. One I would recommend is episode 6, published on May 15th, called Are You Blocking the Flow of Abundance into Your Life? Another one is episode 7, published on June 26th, or subconscious limiting beliefs keeping you out of the abundance zone. Another one is episode 23, published on September 11th, titled Liberate Yourself from Subconscious Limitations. And another one is episode 28, published on October 16th, entitled Gift Yourself the Grace of Self-Forgiveness. So one of those or all of those might be helpful to you. Also, I am always available for individual coaching appointments. You can go to theabundancezone.net and get more information there about my coaching and how to contact me. That's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you a fantastic new year in which all of your dreams become a reality. Bye.